It's going to be about 20 minutes, 10 minutes.
We're now being joined by Lyoto Machida. If you have a question for Lyoto, press the raise hand button. We'll get started here with Luis Morales. Luis, your line is live.
Lyoto, you've been here for a long time, facing a couple of these fighters in the past, Phil Davis, Ryan Bader, Joel Romero. So what is the Dragon seeking in this tournament? Obviously the championship, but did you feel it would be this kind of something fresh to crown yourself in this way?
I cannot understand the last.
Can you repeat the question, just the last part?
Excuse me. But did you feel it would be kind of something fresh to crown yourself this way?
Something fresh?
Yes, to crown yourself in this way.
To
win.
Oh, to win. What is it? My goal to win or?
Sure, yeah.
So for me, one of the biggest achievements in Bellator is to be a part of this tournament, because I consider this tournament, we're gonna have the best fighters in the world, and I'm really happy with this, and I'm really happy with my next fight against Ryan Bader. And I have a lot of fight under my belt. I consider myself as a veteran fighter, and I can't wait to step on the cage and be there for the war.
Next question will come from Dylan Bowker.
Hey there, Lyoto. I appreciate you making the time. I'm just kind of curious, with this being a rematch, like what are some of the, I guess, different stylistic tells and I guess overall developments in Ryan Bader's game that you see as compared to the first time that you guys fought late 2012?
So I think that we are always changing ourselves. Day by daily, we have to change. Of course, we cannot change everything because we have our principles, our essence, but overall, we always change. So I cannot consider the fight is already past, and now I have to move on that fight and just focus in my next fight against Ryan Bader. He's a different fighter. I'm a different fighter, more experience, more fights under my belt since that fight. Now is a different moment.
We'll move on to Abdul Patel.
Hi, Leo. In the Grand Prix, you've got loads of fighters that you've previously fought. With a potential finale of yourself and Romero, I know you probably don't want to overlook your opponent that's in front of you, but what would that fight mean to you to rematch Yoel Romero once again?
If I fight Yoel Romero again?
Yeah.
The question is that?
Yeah, the question was, what would it mean to you to fight Yoel Romero again in a rematch?
Actually, when I decide to be in this Grand Prix, I don't really care about who is gonna face, I'm gonna face, because there will be only one champion. And if I put some obstacle in front of me, like in my mind, I'm not gonna be able to make it. That's why I consider all those opponents very strong, very tough, and I don't really care about anybody right now. My only focus is in my next fight against Ryan Bader.
Thank you.
Jay Anderson.
Hey, Leo, welcome back. Vadim Nemkov is on the opposite side of the bracket. So if you were to fight for the title during the Grand Prix, it would be in the finale. At 42, if that happens, would you consider defending the title moving forward? Would you consider retiring at the end of this Grand Prix, or have you thought about it?
So I I consider I'm in the best moment of my career because I'm more ready than ever. So I've been training since when I was 4 years old, and I just think about my next fight because I have to achieve everything that I want to achieve, and then I'll have time to think about if I'm gonna retire or I'm just gonna keep fighting.
How different of a fighter are you at 205 pounds when you don't have to do the weight cut to 185?
I walk around with 210, 212, 215 at most, and I feel good. I train even when I fight 185. I train with this weight and I walk around with this weight. So when I was champion in UFC, I was the same weight, same training in terms of conditional training. And I consider that I'm fast when I fight 205 than when I fight 185.
All right, thanks very much.
Kevin?
Hey, Lyoto, I'm just going to bounce off Jay's question. You know, with the Grand Prix, it usually takes a toll on a fighter, you know, going through a Grand Prix. Is it comfortable enough to say that Bellator will be the final chapter of your MMA career?
Define what?
Chapter.
Oh, chapter. I don't really think about that. No. So my life is so good right now in all terms that I can consider one of the best moments for me. Though I don't really think about what's gonna happen after each fight. What's gonna happen after the final, when the tournament finish, the tournament end. I just consider to be fighting because I like to live with that mindset. I like to live with the mindset of the present, you know, because we don't really know about anything. So each fight is a fight for me.
All right. So, you know, with that said, you know, you said, you know, you have 205, you also have 185. The rematch with Yoel, would you prefer it at 205 or would you prefer it at 185?
I don't prefer either one. I just focus in Ryan Bader.
All right. Thank you, bro.
All right, and our last question will come from Donna Corby. Your line is live.
Hi, Lyoto. After your last fight with Phil Davis, did you feel that the opportunity at that Bellator title had gone? And if so, does that make you appreciate this opportunity in the tournament even more?
No, I didn't have this feeling. I just took everything as a challenge for me and as a learning. So I learned so much from that moment, not as a fighter, but as a person as well. And for me, that's the most important thing because overcoming day by day my routine, that's my main focus. That's my purpose of life. That's why learning is a part of the process for me.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Lyoto.